Dream builders, I'm about to share something with you that's going to blow your mind. You see this? This little device made me $1,000 while I was sleeping last night. Now, no, it's not crypto, it's not a scam, and it's definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's 100% real, and I'm gonna show you how exactly you can do it too. In the next 12 minutes, I'm gonna be breaking down proven passive income strategies that took me from sleeping in a utility room next to a furnace and a water heater to a 7-figure empire. One of these methods is so powerful, so game-changing, that it feels like it's printing money. Wanna know what it is? Well, stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to be definitely saving the best for last. Now, let me set this tone. In 2015, I just went through the toughest season of my life. I lost my mom, my job, and my home all within a matter of 2.5 weeks. Now, I was no stranger to grinding. I'd always worked hard, but I learned something along the way early on in my journey of trying to become an entrepreneur. Just because you work harder does not mean that you're gonna get richer. Can you agree? It wasn't until a mentor shared with me a quote by Alan Morgenstein. And what he says is work smarter, not harder. And it made me open up my eyes to the fact that most of the hardest working people that I knew wasn't the wealthiest. Think about it. We all have parents, aunts, uncles that work very hard, but a lot of the times they're not the richest. And for me, I knew that I really wanted to be able to control my own time. So that made me realize that I was hustling the wrong way. So I started looking into passive income. And now let me be clear on this. Passive income does not mean that you don't work. You still have to do the work. You just have to do the work up front, but it helps you to build systems so you can buy back your time over the long haul. Now, the idea is working hard up front so you can get paid over and over and over. And for me, that changed everything. That was the light bulb that went off, and that's exactly what I'm gonna show you today. How to build wealth through smart, scalable, and passive income streams. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, number one, let's kick this thing off with a foundational strategy. Of course, you know I built my empire off of real estate, but let's keep it real. Owning rental properties isn't always as passive as people think. And without the right property manager, it can quickly become a full-time job. And while commercial properties are my true go-to when it comes to passive income, they also require significant capital to be able to get started for most of the time. Of course, there's creative strategies that you can use, but for the average person, it's significant capital. But what if I told you that you can invest into real estate without dealing with the tenants, the toilets, or the massive down payment? There's this little thing called real estate investment trusts, or REITs for short. And here's how they work. REITs are companies that own, operate, and finance income producing real estate. When you invest in a REIT, you're essentially buying a slice of a diverse real estate portfolio. It's like being a landlord without the 3 a.m. phone calls about clogged up toilets or the neighbors being too loud. And the best part is you can start investing in REITs with as little as $50 through platforms like Robinhood or even Fidelity. And here's the kicker. By law, REITs must distribute at least 90% of their taxable income to shareholders. That means regular dividend payments, just like paychecks, are owed to you. Now, I remember when I first got started and I was building up my finances and I really wanted exposure to real estate, but I didn't have a lot of money. I really didn't have any money. So I started out with a REIT for $500 and it was focused on apartment buildings. And within that first quarter, I was already seeing dividend payments. Now, let me be clear, it wasn't life-changing money, but it was a start and it was truly passive. Now, not all REITs are created equal. Some focus on residential properties, others focus on commercial, some focus on healthcare facilities or even data centers. But the key is to do your research and make sure that you diversify. Here's your action step. By the end of this video, I want you to research 3 different REITs. Look at their dividend yield, their focus area, and their performance over the last 5 years. Then start with a small investment, one that aligns the best with whatever your goals and your risk tolerance is. Remember, Real estate doesn't have to be all or nothing. REITs allow you to be able to dip your toes in the real estate game without having to have all of the hassle, but at the same time, you can earn passive income, you can build your portfolio over time, and it's a way to work smarter, not harder in the real estate game. Next up, number 2, we got dividend investment. And that's a perfect segue because this is one of the most passive strategies out there, because once you've invested, your money literally works for you 24/7. It's one of the simplest ways to build wealth without needing to trade your time for dollars. And that's absolutely what I'm about. Now, here's how it works. You buy shares in companies that pay dividends, which is just a fancy way of saying they pay you a portion of the profits just for owning their stock. Think of it like a reward for being a part-time owner of the company. Some well-known examples include like Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson's, big companies that have been paying dividends for decades. Every quarter or sometimes monthly, depending on the stock, you can get a check deposited right into your bank account. And that's what's beautiful about this. It's automatic. You don't have to manage anything. There's no tenants, there's no products, there's no clients. Just hold on to your stock and let the dividends roll in. Now, you don't need thousands of dollars to get started. This is where a lot of people get it wrong. You can start small, $100, $200, and even with that, you can begin reinvesting those dividends. This is what we call compounding. You're using your dividends to buy more shares, which also earns you more dividends. Over time, this snowballs into something much bigger. For example, if you invest just $200 into a stock with a 4% dividend yield and keep reinvesting those dividends every quarter, your investment grows without you ever having to add any money. After 10 or 20 years, what started as $200 could grow into thousands, simply because you allowed your money to keep working for you. And here's something else that most people don't realize. Many of these companies increase their dividends over time. So not only are you getting paid just for holding the stock, but the amount you get paid keeps growing year after year. This is why dividend stocks are a powerful tool for building long-term and consistent wealth. Now, if you're just getting started, there's apps like Robinhood, Webull, or even M1 Finance that allow you to invest in the dividend stocks with as little as $1. And some platforms even offer dividend reinvestment programs, also known as DRIPs, where your dividends are automatically used to buy more shares, which speeds up that compounding process that we just talked about. So if you're truly looking for something that is passive, dividend investing is a no-brainer. It's a long-term play, but it's also one of the simplest ways to grow your wealth steadily without having to hustle all of the time. Now, here's your action step off of this. By the end of this week, I want you to open up a brokerage account if you haven't already. Then research and choose 3 dividend-paying stocks. 1 Aristocrat, 1 high yield, and then 1 growth stock. Start with whatever you can afford, even if it's just $50. Let's get it. All right, now let's move on to something that's a little bit more hands-on at first, but it's incredibly rewarding: affiliate marketing. Now, this is perfect if you don't want to create your own products or your own service, but you still want to earn passive income by promoting other products that you believe in. Now, this is one of the oldest ways to make money in the book, but here's how it works. You recommend your products through your social media, your blog, even your YouTube channel. Every time someone clicks on your link, they make a purchase, you get a commission. It's as simple as that. I remember when I was first getting started with my podcast, I signed up for Amazon Associates. I was reviewing books like Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad, The 4-Hour Workbook, books that really just changed my life. I remember I drop an affiliate link in all of my content. I drop it in my show notes, in the link in bios, anywhere where I could basically tell someone if they purchase, then this would be the value they get, but I would also earn a small commission. Now, it wasn't a lot at first, but it did grow pretty fast. So for you, whether you're promoting books or software or even physical products, the great thing about affiliate marketing is you don't need a product or a service to get started. You don't really need need a big audience. In fact, you don't need an audience at all. You just need to find a product that you are passionate about, that you would love to share with other people, and then you provide value around that. You could do how-to guides, you could do videos, and you just start building trust and credibility around that product with your audience. All right, moving on, we have the fourth strategy, and this is digital products. Now, this is the first income strategy that changed the game for me. This is one of the fastest and most scalable ways to make passive income, and it doesn't take a lot of money to get started, and that's what I love about it. Now, here's how it works. You create something one time, whether it's an ebook, whether it's an online course. You could create templates. You can even have printables. Like you see people on Etsy, on Gumroad, doesn't matter. And you can sell it over and over and over again. You solve a problem or you share something valuable and people pay you for it. For example, when I first got started, I was creating real estate courses because people would always ask me how I did 46 deals and $8 million in my very first 9 months in the business and I was brand new to real estate. Or how I built a portfolio of over $7 million in real estate. I packaged everything I knew into a course and I threw it up on my website. I threw it up through a funnel. At the time it was ClickFunnels, and within a few weeks I was getting sales rolling in, and I had no idea what I was doing. Now with sites like High Level or Teachable or Gumroad, even Stand Store, there's so many sites out there of how you can have a course and you can get it up on that platform and you can start creating sales faster and easier than ever. And the best part is, after you put the work in one time, you'll still get paid on it over and over and over again. I know I do for my real estate courses. They still make me money today. So whether you're in fitness, whether you're in finance, whatever your expertise is, whatever problem that you want to solve, trust me when I tell you there's a market for you. You just have to package it and you have to put it out there. All right, now, again, I told you that I was going to save the best for last, and this is a big one. So last but not least, here's the one that has been a game changer for me. And this is licensing and royalties. Now, most people don't talk about this, but it's one of the most lucrative passive income streams that's out there. And it's really like printing money once you set it up. Now, here's how it works. Let's say something, this could be a song, this could be a logo, this could be your training material, or it could even just be intellectual property. And instead of selling it outright one time, you license it, right? So every time someone uses it, you get paid a royalty. Think about how music works, right? Jingles, think about some songs that we all knew from the 80s, from the 90s. You do the work once and it keeps paying you over and over and over again. Now I got one of my guys who created a jingle for a commercial and State Farm wound up buying it. And now that jingle has been used in multiple ads, and every time it plays, he gets paid. So the same thing can happen in books, they can happen in artwork, they can even happen with patents, right? It's more niche, but I'll tell you, if you can find a way to cut through all of the noise, what that means is if everybody's doing the one thing, you have to figure out how do you create another blue ocean and you do something different. So you getting passive income for years, how powerful would that be because you created a product one time and you licensed it out over and over and over again? That's putting your dollars, your energy, your time to work. So, all right, dream builders, well, that's my 5 proven passive income strategies for 2024. Remember, it doesn't matter if you start with $100 or even $1,000. What matters is just getting started so you can build momentum. Now, passive income isn't just about making money, it's more about reclaiming your time, building your resilience, and more importantly, creating freedom. Financial freedom, spiritual freedom, peace and freedom. So which one are you going to start with? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you want more strategies for building wealth and living life by your design, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. Let's finish off 2024 with the best year yet for you. And remember, in the dream we trust. We'll catch you on the next one.